Good morning, everybody. It is just under 6 o'clock. The sun is rising in Redding, California. Do you see that right there? That is Mount Shasta. We're just getting close to the border of California and Oregon. Took all day of driving yesterday, just under 600 miles to drive from Southern California all the way up here to Redding. I'm at right here is the Home 2 Suites hotel. I actually didn't stay at this last night. I stayed at the hotel right across the way over there. Well, it's just across the parking lot, not across the freeway. Just that hotel right over on the other side over there. That's where I stayed. And so the group of, there's 5, I think, level 2 chargers over here at the Home 2 Suites, and it was very, very convenient charging. This is the level 2 charger. It was super simple registration process. Form was just a website, scan the QR code, and then put in your credit card, and off you go. I set it to 97%, and so we have 200 and I believe something like 88, 89 miles of indicated range. We're good to go. The car is fine. You know, a little bit dirty, but actually there weren't too many bugs on the road yesterday. It was a little bit, but not a whole lot. Just had to clean that windshield one time. All right, it's like I said, just under 6 o'clock. It's time to go. Let's get going to Seattle, Washington. All right, yeah, so indicated range right now, 289 miles. It's currently 75 degrees. It's 6:03. We are looking to go to, it looks like Tesla is currently forecasting 1, 2, 3 charging stops before we get into my hotel in Renton, the South Seattle area. So as lots of folks already know and probably have commented on, or definitely have commented on, see, part of the issue with Tesla is you cannot set your arrival state of charge, what you desire to have arrival state of charge being. Some other EVs allow you to do that. Many other EVs allow you to do that, actually, but Teslas currently do not. And it's a bit of a bummer, but you know, it is what it is. So I can't tell Tesla that I want more than 10% state of charge remaining when I arrive. So I just have to manually make that stuff up, right? So that's why, you know, as we drive, we may alter where we stop. Just because there's so many superchargers, you don't really have to worry about, you know, anything to do with, oh, that's my camera turning off up there. You don't really have to worry about, you know, charge planning so much when you're in a Tesla these days, just because there's so many charging stations out there. But nevertheless, you know, what you do end up having to do is kind of just adjusting things on the fly. So if we go by this charging plan, what we may end up doing, right, is we'll follow, again, if we do all of this, we'll end up following the first 2, and then the last one, we may just end up charging a lot longer than 20 minutes, just so that we have a higher state of charge when we arrive. So anyways, that's it. No more reason to delay over here. We're done charging, so we might as well just hit the road. Like I said in the earlier clip, I set charging to be at 97% overnight, and so that's where we are. Okay, let's get going over to, I guess, to Grants Pass over here. All right, here we go. Okay, everybody, so just taking a look at the charge planner over here, and it seems like it's going to be better to stop off at Medford, Oregon, because the charging rate here is only 33 cents a kilowatt hour, and I took a look at both Grants Pass supercharging stations, and they're 40 cents a kilowatt hour. So Medford is, I don't know, maybe about 30 minutes or so closer than Grants Pass. Here's Medford, there's Grants Pass, there's where we are at right now. So I think I'll just stop off at Medford, take advantage of the cheaper charging rates. Don't worry, hands on the wheel, full self-driving, doing its job. And it's giving me a little bit of time to do route planning right now with FSD active. One thing I have to say is whether you're on enhanced autopilot or on FSD, or I guess probably even just regular basic autopilot, since the last software update, the steering wheel nag is decreased significantly. It is really good now. So you can just drive with hands off the wheel for, I don't know, I didn't do the exact timing, but you used to only be able to do this for, I don't know, like 15-20 seconds or so before it started nagging at you. Now you can go, seemingly to me anyways, without having timed this, easily 2 to 3 times longer without it nagging you, potentially even 4 times longer. But it is a lot better. So this is very good. Basic autopilot, enhanced autopilot. I really don't have any complaints with the enhanced autopilot now with the automatic lane change. Like I was saying yesterday, FSD, there's still a couple of issues here and there with FSD trying to make weird decisions to take lanes that it shouldn't be in, but overall it is significantly better about itself as well. So good job, Tesla, on doing all of the improvements with this. Okay, back at you maybe in Medford then. Here's FSD doing a lane change before we go away. Okay, here we go. All good, nice and stable. Going up the mountain, about to cross over Shasta Lake here pretty soon. So it just did a nag on me just now, but you can see that, I really wasn't holding the wheel for quite some time. All right, here we go. Okay, still cruising along the Shasta area. I just got a warning message. It seems to have just popped away over here. It said, full self-driving performance may be degraded. Poor weather detected. Although, as you can clearly see, I don't know what it's talking about. It's great out here. Beautiful drive. Having a blast. You guys can watch it on the other camera later. I'm going to go and turn the camera off so I can enjoy the drive. It's so epic over here. Awesome. Sweeping vistas. So much green. Out in the deserts of Southern California, you don't get nearly anywhere near this amount of trees, types of trees, and greenery. Amazing. Okay, there it is. Mount Shasta, right over there, right in front of us. Looking awesome. FSD doing pretty good. Pretty good. Again, only quibble with it right now is that it just seems like it wants to hog, you know, the left lanes, even though when it doesn't have reasons to. Right now it does, because we're passing some trucks over here. Wow, looks cool. Got some rivers flowing through this area. So awesome. Some burn scars, it seems like. Unless that's the work of some bark beetles. No, that looks like burns. All right, you're riding with me through the mountains over here with a majestic view of Mount Shasta. FSD, slamming on the brakes, reducing speed down to automatically to 55 for no reason that I could tell. So there's a little bit of a issue there. But as you can see, still, well, we are closing the distance here. So it's not doing a very good job making my point for me, but it loves to hog the left lane. Come on, FSD. Stay in the right lane unless you're going specifically for a pass. Be courteous. You're a jerk. Not the most courteous driver to other drivers. Although you're not dangerous, so at least there's that. Huge temperature swings through California. 100 degrees in the Central Valley yesterday. Over 100. I saw 105. And today it's 55 degrees. At the very northern parts of California, that's the line. That's where we are. And here are our views. Super. What a beautiful drive. Beautiful part of the country. Snow-capped mountains. So good. So here's one last look at Mount Shasta over here from way up high, closer to the Oregon border with California. You can also see out in the distance, or at least you could earlier. Can't see it anymore. But nice little valley. About 50 minutes away or so from Medford. So once again, one last look at Mount Shasta out in the distance from close to the California-Oregon border now. All right, we just crossed over into the Oregon border and we are, says here, 30 minutes out from Supercharger. FSD is not happy with me filming, but hey, oh well. Gotta give the people what they want. Well, that's cool to see that. Silverado EV work truck over here, owned by the county, owned and operated by the county sewer division. here in Medford. Okay, we're about to exit just now. Yeah, getting off and going to supercharge. Okay, everyone, welcome back. It's been about 30 minutes or so. We're now charged to an indicated 266 miles of range, closing in on 90% state of charge. 33 cents per kilowatt hour over here at the station. It was relatively cheap. That's why we stopped off here. So charging cost right now is $17.82, taking on 54 kilowatt hours of energy. Charging is slowed down dramatically, only 47 kilowatt now, obviously because we're at such high state of charge. So let's take a look at the trip planner over here. We are, what am I doing? This is not the trip planner. So let's see here. It's saying that it wants us to go to Criswell, Oregon still. And there we're supposed to spend 20 minutes charging over there. Okay, well let's see if that's the right approach. So let's take a look. This is where we are right now. And let's take a look at the maps. So, right, so that's Grant Pass. Both Grants Pass, what we saw earlier, is 40 cents per kilowatt hour. Or Myrtle Creek is also 40 cents kilowatt hour. Sutherland, 39 cents. That's Sutherland, but it's only 75.5 miles away. So we probably don't want to stop there. We want to keep going. And now Criswell, 43 cents. But can we go beyond that? This is a 150 kilowatt station over here, so charging power is not great over there. It must be a V2. This Harrisburg is a V3 supercharger with only 35 cents. So that seems like the way to go. Probably want to go there, right? It says only 133 miles to go. We obviously should arrive there. I don't know, it's interesting because it's saying that if we go to Criswell, we will arrive at Criswell with 26% of projected state of charge. But I think we should arrive there quite a bit better than 26%. So let's see if we can push it. Let's go to, what were we looking at? Let's see if we can push it all the way to Harrisburg because that's 35 cents. So we're going to map our way over there. It's a little cheaper. And it's saying it wants, well, I think it's reducing 3 minutes. I was going to say, it wants me to charge a little bit more here at Medford just so that we can get to Harrisburg, Oregon, 20 minutes of charging there. And we should arrive there 14% state of charge. Okay, let's get ready to wrap up charging over here and let's do this. I took a little longer here at Medford. Got something a quick snack actually, and a little bit of coffee to get some caffeine here. Did a little shopping at Target also. Why? Because Oregon has 0% sales tax. So I just picked up some household supplies that I'm just going to haul home just to save a little bit on the sales tax. Okay, don't laugh. Well, I'm laughing, but you know, California sales tax is close to 9% over there. So I'm saving at least 9%. I think prices are probably just a little bit cheaper over here in general anyways. Okay, what else? So we are going to continue our trip, and we're going to go to Harrisburg, Oregon at this point. So unplug. Oh, I have to say, I feel you, Medford. I like it here. The air is clean, smells really good, air feels really good. 67 degrees out. It's almost 9 a.m. It was 105 in the Central Valley of California. I think it's supposed to be about 85-ish degrees today in Southern California where I'm at. But the air just feels so good over here. I'll be back. I like Medford. People are friendly. It's nice and clean out here. Yeah, I feel you, Medford. We'll be back. All right, we are here at Harrisburg, Oregon. Pretty cool place over here. It's a little, looks like a food, little stand over here. Anyways, before we get to that, we arrived with about 20% state of charge. Just pulled up over here and plugged in right before I started filming here. About 60 some miles of indicated range when I pulled up over here. This station is full. I got lucky because right as I was pulling in, the map here was showing about a 5-minute wait, but a car just pulled out as I was pulling in. So 8 stalls over here at Harrisburg, Oregon. 250 kilowatt version 3 chargers here. Looks pretty cool. Looks like, I think I saw, so if we look at whoops, I think I saw, what are we doing here? Oh no, that's our next stop. So if we look at, yeah, so it's indicating less than 5 minutes wait, but somebody else just pulled out, so there's 1 stall open right now. It's fairly cheap over here, 35 cents, so probably one of the reasons why it's packed. And it's only 8 stalls, 2 cars en route. It says there's a entry code for the restrooms, which looks to be over there. All right, well, we'll let it do its thing. It says that only 12 minutes needed, but we'll see. When we get back, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna play around with the trip planner a little bit more, see if we can optimize cost and time. All right, I'll be back. Okay, everyone, welcome back. So we have been charging here for about 15-20 minutes or so, and I've been playing with the trip planner, and I think we've got this mapped out now. So we're going to stay here at Harrisburg for another 5 minutes, and then we're going to go drive over to Kelso, Washington to charge. So Kelso, the reason why we're doing this is because that's another station that's 250 kilowatt version 3 chargers, looks like, according to the pictures here, and it's only 30 cents, so that will be very economical, and we will stop off at that one, and then the stop after that is going to be in Tacoma. So another 12 stalls in Tacoma. This one looks to be, according to this, looks to be V4 superchargers. So I've actually never charged on V4 superchargers yet, never seen them yet, so this will be my first time if this turns out to be our second to the next stop, and hopefully our last stop before. Obviously, you know, you've heard a lot about the Seattle area. There's some kind of issue going on right now. People on the internet, YouTube, forums are reporting Seattle has a huge problem right now with EV charging because drugged out idiots over there are going around cutting cables, charge cables, off at the EV charging stations in Seattle. It reads pretty bad. So hopefully we're not going to run into that. Tacoma is south of the Seattle area. Hopefully it's not going to say that. And the part of the problem with this is that when you cut the charge cable like these idiots are doing, the station doesn't know that its cables are cut, so it just reports those things as available. So for all we know, these 12 stalls that are available on arrival right now, all 12 could have their cables cut for all we know. It would not report it here. So that would not be ideal. Let's hope that that is not in the Tacoma area of Seattle that we've been hearing about these reports. So I guess we'll find out here soon enough. That is our second to the next stop. Right now, it just gave me a message saying that we are good enough to continue on to our next stop, which is Kelso. Again, 30 cents there for charging. We should arrive, according to this, with estimated 17% state of charge. Just require 15 minutes to charge over there. But let's see how it goes. We'll be on the road. I'm going to go and unplug. Let's do it. Okay, so I just got a notification on my screen here that says the Kelso supercharger station is closed. And then it just flashed off with, you can see it's got that icon over there now. So I suppose we'll have to reroute. It's weird that it doesn't do it for me though. See, that's the thing. Closed supercharger, route to destination. And it's Kelso. But it's not rerouting me, so that's weird. I have to manually reroute. You can drive the car automatically, but you won't manually reroute me. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, so now we have rerouted to Wilsonville, Oregon. I had to do that manually, but in looking that up, that actually was not too bad. It's a lot closer than we expected, so I'm not going to get there with a very good, not for the charging curve anyways, very good state of charge. But it's only 20 cents per kilowatt hour, which is very, very inexpensive. Okay, so we're expected to arrive at Wilsonville with 48% state of charge. Again, not ideal, but seeing as how the other station I wanted to go to in Kelso is apparently closed, we'll do this. Won't be charging super fast over there, just given that we'll be arriving with such a high state of charge, but that's all right. So driving to Wilsonville, and of course it just clicked over to show that there's going to be a wait. So that means we're actually going to reroute. I'm going to put the phone down and look for another spot, even if it's a little bit more expensive than this 20 cents at Wilsonville. All right, everyone. So we actually popped off the freeway over here to Woodburn, Oregon, and we're charging now. There's quite a few stalls out here, and it says 12 stalls. It's like 5 or 6 are occupied right now. There's a couple cars rolling here. 37 cents per kilowatt hour. Not bad. And, you know, again, we're at a fairly high state of charge, so charge rate is not very good right now. We'll probably just stay here for 15 minutes or so, and I wonder if that'll give us enough juice to get all the way to Tacoma. Probably not. Let's see here. Let's just use the charge trip planner and see what we're dealing with over here. So let's go ahead and end this trip right now. It's gotten a little bit messy. Where are we? We're going to the Residence Inn in South Seattle, Renton, 3 hours, 45 minutes, 197 miles away. Saying estimated charge time of 35 minutes. Ooh, that's not good. That is not good at all. So let's see here. If we look at our, well, we're at under 60% state of charge, and it's charging rather slowly. 56 kilowatts at this state of charge is a bit unusual. So for some reason, we're a little bit derated over here. Maybe we'll look at moving stalls and see what happens. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, that's more like it. So now we're moving. 121. It's not bad. It's down to 20 minutes instead of 35. So we just moved over to these stalls over here on this side. We were over there on that side previously, but for whatever reason that bank was charging pretty slowly. So here it is. Going pretty good right now. 20 minutes. That should get us enough juice, hopefully, to get all the way to Renton. Right now, we don't have enough. We can't leave right now. If we leave right now, we'll be at minus 7% when we arrive there. So let's go ahead and get some juice. We'll be back in about 20 minutes. And then we'll hit the road, and hopefully this is the last charging stop. Well, yeah, before we get to the Tacoma. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's a good point, right? So as I'm saying all this, it actually can't just be the last stop, right? Because I'm going to have to still get a charging stop in just so that I have enough juice to move around once I get to Seattle or Renton. I don't want to charge in Ridgefield, so we'll go ahead and stop that here pretty soon. All right, so it says we have enough energy to continue trip. We're at an indicated 245 mile range remaining. Looks like it's going to be just under 3 hours to get over to the supercharger in Tacoma. We should arrive there at 17% state of charge. Plenty of juice. I also saw that there were 2 other stations in very close proximity to this supercharger that we're going to in Tacoma. So even if that one doesn't work out for some reason, hopefully the cables aren't cut. But even if it doesn't work out, we should have 2 other stations very close by to this next one that should be good options for us. Okay, so we're going to go unplug and we're going to hit the road. Alright gang, so that was a really long stint, where it's been a really long stint so far. Almost 3 hours in the car since the last charging stop. Traffic was just horrendous. And we've got 74 miles of indicated range left. But it's 4 p.m. and I'm super hungry. I really haven't had much to eat all day, so I'm getting a little bit hangry. And I'm gonna bail out. I'm gonna go get some food first, then look at the charging options. You know, it's not great right now because the traffic still has some pretty ugly stints coming up over here. So I'm gonna go get something to eat. We're here in Tacoma. This is my first time at a V4 supercharger. Check this out. I've seen this before. Well, that's a magic dock too. Magic dock in there. Very long cables. Good for all the other EVs. All right, let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so that was a super long trip for us. We arrived, well, I guess since the last charge, that should be the one that we're looking at over here, right? So 180 miles covered, used up 56 kilowatt hours, and efficiency was pretty good. You saw how trafficy that one was, and of course I bailed out to go get some food because I was so hungry. But it's been 20 miles since I got food, 34 minutes later, and we're charging now. So we arrived with just about 40 miles of indicated range left, and so we're charging up over here. Looking good. 248, 249, oh, down to 248. So it says 25 minutes remaining. We're going to set this a little bit higher. We might as well. I have time to kill now, so we're all good. I'm no longer hungry, and we'll just get as much juice as possible over here, just in case we run into any cut cable issues the rest of our time here in the Seattle area. Okay, so we're charging and back at you in a little bit. All right, we're just about done here at the supercharger station in Tacoma, Washington on South Hosmer Street. 4 minutes remaining. I ended up setting my charge limit down to 90%. 255 miles of indicated range. It's plenty of range for us to drive around the Seattle area with. That's pretty much it. We'll conclude our road trip from Southern California all the way up to the Seattle, Washington area here. I'm going to take some more footage on the drive back, but that might be at nighttime, so we'll see if that video goes on YouTube. All right, thanks for joining us. See you next time. All right, so that was a fantastic drive. Thank you so much for joining me on this drive from Southern California all the way up to Seattle, Washington. We just finished with part 2 of our trip over here. Let's take a look at our total trip summary over here for this trip. So covered 1,198 miles. And that's the actual real miles that was covered. But as you can see, Tesla, in their rated range was 1,491. So that's not too bad. That delta is pretty decent. Total drive time took 18 hours, 27 minutes. Not too bad. Used up 400 and almost 32 kilowatt hours of battery. Efficiency, 360 watt hours per mile. That is not bad whatsoever, just because there was a lot of mountain climbing, throughout this. We're got up to a pretty high elevation there. Obviously also, had some traffic jams, had some periods of time where I was, going a little bit faster than the speed limit there. So let's take a look at the charge stats here. 9 supercharging sessions, added 375 kilowatt hours, cost me $148. That's not too bad. And total time spent charging, as you can see, 3 hours, 33 minutes. Not too bad. That includes the time basically spent shooting some videos for you all, obviously restroom break and some meal breaks as well. And then we had that one, really just that one travel charge. It says 5 here, but just because I think that particular level 2 charger that we were plugged into at Redding, California, kept kicking on and off, through the night as I was doing that. But that added about 31 kilowatt hours of charge there. So all in all, not bad whatsoever. Cost was really negligible, and 140 obviously significantly cheaper than what it would cost on the gasoline side of things to cover almost 1,200 miles. Okay, that's it for this trip. Thank you for joining me again. This is the highest mileage Model X Plaid, I think, anywhere. And we ticked over 70,000 miles doing this trip. A lot more road trips to come. And then also I'll be doing a 2-year review of the Model X Plaid here in a couple of weeks as we hit into that 2-year period. Thank you so much. See you next time. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.